Pay particular notice to the lines. Perfectly straight body handstands, good swing, good form throughout. Nice high ginger. Giant swing. Front giant swing. Nice high Jaeger front. Most of the high-level competitors now are doing at least 2 big release moves. And a tuck double flyaway and a good landing. Very nice routine. It's a good combination of different elements. Nice pirouetting movements. And of course, the 2 big release moves.
And Kathy, you mentioned that she did 2 big release moves, but it's the way she does them that is really so impressive.
The first release move is called a ginger. It's a flyaway with a half twist, and notice she regrasps the bar while she's still above the bar. And this one was even higher than the first one. Look at that, way above the bar. It's a certain way of securing bonus points in the judges' minds. And again, a high dismount. Not a very difficult dismount, but she had plenty of difficulty within the routine.
So the 15-year-old from Shandong province in the People's Republic of China will be getting her score in a moment as we get ready to see her teammate.
And he was the recent all-around winner of
He'll be performing on the floor exercise.
Manila in the Philippines.
Qiao Liang is coming up. He's 23 years old, and he's from Beijing. He was 6th in the all-around in the American Cup and 2nd on floor exercise. The score, by the way, for Zhang, his teammate, was a 9.8, off to a good start.
The Chinese men are typically very good on this event, very explosive.
Kathy, we watched him a few minutes ago in the warm-up. His first tumbling run, we expect, will be a double twisting, double backflip. One of the more difficult runs being done.
Beautiful and rarely seen as well, Bart. It is so extremely difficult.
Wow, what power. His second tumbling run, a 1.5 twisting, 1 3/4. The judges are looking for the gymnast to cover the complete floor area, which is actually 40 by 40 feet. They need to see a strength move, as you saw there. The gymnasts have from 50 to 70 seconds to complete the exercise. And they also need to see a balance move right here. That arabesque fulfills that requirement. And you heard the bell. That signals that he has 20 more seconds in which to complete the exercise.
And he finishes with a high tuck double back dismount, just the hop on the landing. But as we said, notice the height on all of the tumbling passes. That's the amplitude the judges are looking for.
Kathy, this is perhaps a good time to bring up the point about the strategy of this competition. You can't save your best for last because there's no way you might not make it into the finals.
No, they've done an excellent job of choosing what they're going to start with. Look at that double twisting double back. It's a full twist on the first somersault and a full twist on the second.
This is a very complicated second tumbling run. 1.5 twists and 1 3/4 flips, and he rolls out. Terrific power. The last tumbling run was perhaps the only place where he had any minor deductions, Kathy.
However, we will
And you can see right here, it's nice and high, but he over-rotates it a little bit and takes that hop backwards. But I think they've secured a spot in those 8 spots going into the next round.
So a 9.75, the score for Qiao Liang. So together a 19.55. A great performance in round 1 here for the team from the People's Republic of China. Now we move over to the uneven bars. The next American pair, will be Sandy Woolsey and Lance Ringnald. This is Sandy's favorite event, and not surprisingly, her best event.
Absolutely. She has plenty of difficulty in this routine, swings very freely from bar to bar. Oh, beautiful free hip hop. Here's her release move, a nice high reverse hecht. Again, the judges are looking for the regrasp to be made with the shoulders level with the bar. And a beautiful full twisting double back. That is one of the more difficult dismounts being done on the uneven bars, and Sandy has done it for a while and done it very well.
She was 7th in the World Championships in '89 on the uneven bars, and you know, Kathy, we saw her recently at the World Cup, and she looked a little bit flat in her performance, but she really has a spark back now.
Well, she was coming off a back injury, and I think now she's finally able to work out as hard as she had prior to the World Championships, where she's really done her best work.
Well, she has unquestionably squelched some of the doubters about how much longer she can compete at the top.
And watch this dismount. Half in, half out. Perfectly executed.
So the team of Woolsey and Ringnald off to a terrific start.
This is the young man who did his first double back when he was hit by a car at age 8. Got him interested in gymnastics.
Sandy score a 9.85.
The 1980 Olympic team.
So if she can count on a strong performance from her teammate here, Lance Ringnald,
Gymnastics of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
they'll be right up there after this first round of competition. Interesting note about Lance, he's been competing internationally for 5 years, and he's only 20 years old. I talked to him before the meet. He estimates he's been outside of the country to compete 25 or 30 times.
That was a beautiful mount he just did, Bart. A nice original move.
Lance has really matured as a competitor. He takes his time, he doesn't rush. In every case, he shows as much difficulty as he possibly can pack into a routine. And yet, you can see he was over on that one stutz. Each step of the hand will be a 1/10 of a point deduction, and a few attempts for that landing. Now this will be interesting because we talk about the strategy of the competition. Sandy Woolsey off with a 9.85, and Lance gave away some valuable tenths there.
Well, particularly for the Americans, it's going to be so close. They can't afford to make those slight errors, or they won't qualify for the next round.
Here's the big move in the middle of that routine. It's called a front 1 3/4. Notice the strain on the upper bars, upper arms when you recatch that move. The dismount, he lays it back a little bit on the pike double back, one of the more difficult dismounts being done, but you lose a 1/10 of a point for each step. So there will be some significant deductions there. It's interesting to note, Kathy, that Lance has competed so long at the top level of the U.S. team, and he also looked a little bit flat. It seems like he's been competing too much, and he said before the meet that he hopes to compete a little less this year and focus a little bit more on the major events. The score in 9.5 for Lance Ringnald, so in that case, Sandy Woolsey holds up the strength of that team, and Lance Ringnald comes in with a 9.5. So we'll be back with more gymnastics right after this.